The legend of Caitlin Clark continues to surprise everyone. A talented, small young guard who can make her shots at any point on the court, gets her teammates going, defends the rim and single-handedly wins games.
Because she's been so sick before that UCLA game. That's how sick she was. Clark! She's possessed!
Here comes Clark. How will she go for history? There it is! The all-time leading scorer in women's college basketball.
Caitlin Clark has been making people pay since her freshman year in Iowa City.
She keeps unraveling every new game and, according to a few NBA legends, is a monster. Well, join me as I walk you through why NBA legends think Caitlin Clark is a monster.
I'm going to record and say she's the best female collegiate player ever.
NBA legends and the WNBA. The arrival of Caitlin Clark to the scene has, without a doubt, shed light on women's basketball more than ever. Almost everyone is talking about it, unlike before. This is not to say no one was talking about it before, but it goes without saying that long before Caitlin, most NBA legends mostly supported women's basketball behind the scenes. One notable legend who publicly supported women's basketball was Kobe Bryant. The Hall of Famer and Los Angeles Lakers legend was vocal about women's basketball, especially the WNBA.
WNBA.
Oh, wow!
The game at the highest level. It's really exciting.
Mo Jeff with the spin and the score.
You have a dream, you have a goal as a kid to play basketball. As a girl, you grow up, you play basketball, you're like, my goal and my ambition is to be a WNBA player. And I want to be a champion like Coop. I want to be a champion like Diana. I think that's really the most important part, is that women growing up and playing basketball are like, okay, my career track can go like this and lead to that.
The WNBA is a beautiful game to watch, Kobe Bryant said in the Los Angeles Times in May 2019. At some point, Kobe Bryant even claimed WNBA players like Diana Taurasi and Maya Moore and Elena Delle Donne could play in the NBA. His statement was controversial at the time, but there was some truth to it. All three were some of the best and most decorated players in USA basketball and WNBA history. Diana Taurasi is the WNBA's all-time leading scorer. Maya Moore's brilliance, despite a short professional career, saw her earn a league MVP and a finals MVP, while Elena Delle Donne is the first WNBA player to join the exclusive 50-40-90 club that not even Kobe Bryant joined in his career. In any case, after the unfortunate death of Kobe Bryant, not many in the NBA paid any attention to women's basketball until very recently.
I'm going to record and say she's the best female collegiate player ever.
When Shaq called Caitlin Clark the best female collegiate player ever, it wasn't one of his controversial statements that was only his opinion. Many agreed with him. Caitlin Clark busting onto the scene with the Iowa Hawkeyes marked a change in women's basketball. As WNBA legend Sue Bird said, "For the remainder of time, Caitlin will go down as whatever you want to call it, the one who made the change, this pivotal person. She will 100%. The four-time WNBA champion explained why Caitlin was pivotal to the increasing interest in women's basketball when she said Caitlin's three-point shooting was an antidote to dunking. Caitlin, her long-distance threes, I always said this, we finally got the antidote to dunking, Sue Bird said. A young girl being lethal from any range on the court caught many people's attention, from fans to NBA players and legends. Besides, it wasn't just her range, it was the whole offensive package that made Shaq conclude that Caitlin Clark, the best female collegiate player ever. I mean, the records speak for themselves, and against all critics and odds, she didn't just do it in college, but also in the WNBA. In her rookie season, Caitlin Clark generated more of her team's points than every WNBA and NBA player except Luka Doncic. What took Courtney Vandersloot 430 games to be the WNBA with the most 20 points, 10 assists game took Caitlin Clark Just 42 games. She already ties Hall of Famer Candace Parker for third in all-time triple-doubles. Keep in mind that it took Parker 433 games to get there, and Alyssa Thomas, who holds the record for most triple-doubles, 304 games. You should know that only twice in WNBA history has a player recorded 45-plus points, 20-plus assists, and 15-plus rebounds across a 2-game span. And on both occasions, it was Caitlin Clark. In any case, NBA legends have all caught on to the legend of Caitlin Clark, and they've all had a thing or two to say about why she is so good. NBA legends explain Caitlin Clark. Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal, who has made it publicly known multiple times that she is Team Angel Reese, couldn't help but be amazed at the generational talent that Caitlin Clark is. According to the 4-time NBA champion, Caitlin is a great player and the real deal. Shaq praised her ability to get all her teammates going as her biggest attribute, explaining that she always makes all the right passes and plays even when doubled. The 3-time Finals MVP admitted that Caitlin is a much better player in person than on TV and goes ahead to compare her to one of the best point guards in NBA history, Steph Curry.
Caitlin Clark is a special player. She reminds me of a Steph Curry. A lot of times she takes those ill-advised shots that me and Chuck don't like, but they go in. Not only do they go in consistently. And the way she plays the game, she's the true definition of a great player, one that makes the players around her better. Not only was she making a great shot, she was making great passes. And
Isaiah Thomas, another Hall of Famer, revealed that range is one thing that makes her dangerous to guard, and even confessed that Caitlin Clark is a better shooter than Steph Curry and Sabrina Ionescu.
Neither one of them are the greatest shooters, because right now, that Caitlin Clark,
you want to bring her in?
That's who I want to see. I want to see her in this competition.
So next, you want to see the 3 of them next year? If she's in the WNBA.
Bring Caitlin in and let her shoot against both of them. That's who I want to see. Because 22 in Iowa, hey, she the real deal. That's who should be in this competition.
Claiming that she's better than Steph Curry seems far-fetched, but you just have to understand that she passed Steph Curry for the most NCAA three-pointers made in a season of all time, and her average three-point distance is farther than any other player in both the WNBA and the NBA. In 2025, when it comes to shots made between 30 and 34 feet, Caitlin Clark's 33.3% is on par with Steph Curry, and more than Damian Lillard and Trae Young.
Wheeler finds Clark from the logo. Clark with the board.
Diana Taurasi has 48 triples coming into the game.
Logo!
Of last season, they're already at 10. Looking to tie last year's winning record.
Clark from way downtown.
Chanta defense by the Sparks fans. 6 on the shot clock. Clark, a deep 3!
Very recently, Isaiah Thomas alluded to the fact that Tyrese Halliburton might have been watching Caitlin Clark's game because he sees a lot of her game in his game. In any case, another NBA Hall of Famer to be in awe of what Caitlin Clark has accomplished is Paul Pierce. The Celtics legend first praised her during her time with Iowa, when he called her game against LSU the greatest performance in the history of the NCAA tournament, men or women.
I mean, the obvious answer is Caitlin Clark, but let me tell you something before I get to her. I was mesmerized by her, and I will tell you this. This was the greatest performance I've ever seen in the NCAA tournament, girl or boy.
In that game, Caitlin had 41 points, 12 assists and 7 rebounds, and Paul Pierce praised her for touching the defending champion on her own. We saw a white girl in Iowa do it to a bunch of black girls. That gained my respect. She didn't do this to some other white girls that was over here in Colorado or whatever. She did it to some girls from LSU who we thought were some dogs, defending champs, and put them on their knees and spanked them. I didn't expect that, Pierce said. Even when she got into the WNBA, Paul Pierce has not stopped praising her ability, even confessing that she is a better shooter than he ever was.
Are you a better shooter than Caitlin Clark?
No, I am not a better shooter than Caitlin Clark. God damn.
His former teammate and Hall of Famer Kevin Garnett also explained that her long ball and how she makes her teammates better make her a monster to defend, and noted that she's setting a precedent in women's basketball and growing the game.
Caitlin Clark's the new it. If you don't have a long ball, talking about the 26, 30 feet, if you ain't doing the Steph Curry, if you ain't got none of that long ball in your game, yeah, you're going to be behind. Because I think what not only distinguishes her from that shot is her being consistent by hitting that shot. Going left, stepping back, don't matter how 26, 30, 22 feet, don't matter, feel me? So she's setting a precedent on what we watching. The long ball is part of the game now. You know what I'm saying? It ain't so much anything else. It's playmaking and long ball. And she does both of those on a high level.
Another Celtics Hall of Famer and legend to have confessed to watching her is Larry Bird. The three-time MVP confessed that he is a confirmed Caitlin Clark fan, and he watched her and Iowa as much as he watched his alma mater, Indiana State, while she was still in college.
I watched them all the time. I think I watched Indiana State and Iowa, Caitlin Clark play about the same last year, so I was watching a lot of basketball.
Magic Johnson even tweeted a while back that Caitlin Clark might be better than him, MJ, and Larry Bird, because none of them were as good as she was in college. What makes Caitlin's 40-point triple-double so special is the fact so many players never had one. Not me, Michael Jordan, or Larry Bird, Magic Johnson tweeted. In any case, fans are like her witnessing her greatness in real time, and according to a fan's comment, she will go down as the best ever. She doesn't have any rivals. MVP! Another fan commented, "CC is the greatest of all time, hands down. She can score anytime, anywhere, and any place she wants, and not one player in the WNBA can stop it." Now, if you enjoyed this video, the next video on your screen is worth your time, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!